Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another meeting of the Raynham Board of Selectmen. This is December 11th, and the minutes, please.
Yes, Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the minutes as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have no department heads or committees here. We have no appointments this evening, no public hearings. We do have some new business, but the gentleman hasn't arrived yet. The alcoholic beverage license renewals. Do we just have to make a motion to accept all that is in this little fat packet here?
Contingent upon approval from.
Contingent upon the approval from the fire and building and payment of all taxes.
Make a motion that we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any old business, gentlemen?
None.
Randy?
Over to me. Okay. In the next week or so, the Finance Committee will begin the budget process for FY14 by sending out correspondence to all department heads with guidance and instructions for preparing the budget submittals for next year. And Mr. Wheeler is also going to attend the next department head meeting to also inform department heads and kick off the budget cycle. We've got 2 job openings. Applications are for both are due next Tuesday. One's the accounting clerk, the other is an electrical inspector. And Selectmen's holiday schedule, December 25th and January 1st are both Tuesdays. Since there will be no meetings that night, we do need to set up an alternative date.
Madam Chair, I would motion to schedule a meeting for December 27th at 8:30 a.m.
I second that motion, Madam
All
Chair.
in favor?
Aye.
Should be a very brief agenda. Upcoming next Selectmen's meeting, which is the 18th, we've got the application for transfer of an all-alcoholic beverage license at Peddler's Loft, 1 Judson Street. And that application would transfer 100% of the ownership to Jeff Mann, who we know. Negotiations with OPIU tomorrow at 2 p.m. Department head meeting Wednesday, December 19th at 10 a.m. And Southeastern Mass Health Group Wednesday, December 20th at 9 a.m. We'll have preliminary health insurance rates at that time.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Selectmen's report. Anything?
Madam Chair.
None, Madam
Anything,
Chair.
Richard? Okay. We're waiting for this. In correspondence, we have a letter from the Raynham Lions Club that have asked for Saturday, January 26th and Saturday, March 16th for a pound auction, an Italian dinner, and a corned beef and cabbage dinner.
Yes, Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve this request.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Should be good, towns. You received in your packet a letter from Mark Antine regarding the North School, and once we digest all of this for the proposals, we can send this out, and this is for the RFP. This ought to be a good thing to get done as soon as possible. This is from the Police Department to the Board of Selectmen. Requesting that they be allowed to reimburse Article 14 of the annual town meeting 5/15/11 fiscal year 12 in the amount of $10,062. This is due to a reimbursement from the state. We had thought that it was too late to apply for state bulletproof vest reimbursement grant because of the open period and the requirements by the state that we show proof that the federal bulletproof vest reimbursement grant was awarded and payment was issued to the town. With some effort, we were able to get it submitted in time. The state allowed, therefore, receiving the additional monies. So they're requesting that they can show that. Okay?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll check with the accountant to see if that's legally can be done. So
All right.
we'll send it over.
The activity report for the month of November for the fire department. They had 94 fire calls. 156 ambulance calls, and 77 miscellaneous inspections. Last year, at that same period of time, on 11/30/2011, there were 2,232 number of incidences. And this year, there was 2,353. It keeps climbing, keeps climbing. They do a great job, great job. Randy, what time was Serpents going to come in, do you know?
7.
Okay.
Want me to go check and see?
Would you? There may be somebody that's there. Anything you want to talk about?
I have nothing, Madam Chair.
Nothing, Madam Chair.
Josh?
Yeah.
What?
I was driving up Gratiot Street, it looks really good. And I was wondering, like, what's the next big project?
What's the next big project? Gee, I don't know. Roger hasn't been in lately to tell us what his next big
Well,
project's going to be.
We're working on the budget for FY13, Josh, so
Yeah.
none of that stuff's available yet.
Okay. And I've still been thinking about the that recreational thing I want to do. And I have to get it out of my head and onto paper, which hasn't happened yet. And I've been hanging
Well, you
out-
keep working on it.
Yeah. So I've been hanging out at LA Fitness in Stoughton, and it's been and the Lakeville Athletic Club, and but it'd be nice to have something in this town.
Keep working with Park and Rec.
Park and Rec, yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay.
She's from Serpent.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm not Grant King.
No, I know. I'm looking here saying Grant
Grant
King. I know. I
King,
don't
yes.
think that's Grant King.
No, I am Sandy Conity. I'm the Comprehensive Planning Manager at Serpent. And we're doing a lot of these introductory meetings around in our community. So tonight we ended up with 2 meetings scheduled, so we split up. And you got me. So basically what I'm here for is to reintroduce the land use planning exercise that was done 5 years ago through the South Coast Rail Project. When we worked with each of our 27 cities and towns to designate areas that they believed were right for development and those areas that they wanted to see protected. And we called these areas the priority protection areas, priority development areas. So now, we recently got a contract with MassDOT, from MassDOT and the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development to basically come back to each of our communities and review or revisit the designations that they made. And there are several reasons. The first being from the municipality's point of view, a lot can happen in 5 years, and there can be a lot of changes. So the designations that you made 5 years ago, it may be time to look at them. Are they still valid? Are those the designations you definitely want to stay with? Do you want to make some revisions, some updates to those designations? So basically, we want to afford you that opportunity. Now, from the state's point of view, also in these past 5 years, they liked that exercise so well that they are actually using that land use planning process as a model in other areas of the state, and they really would like to see that planning exercise done statewide. They recently completed the 495 Metro West project, and where they worked with all those communities and have come up with the 495 compact. So also in that 5-year period, the Governor Patrick issued Executive Order 525. What that executive order basically, it instructs the state agencies to implement the South Coast Rail Corridor Plan and those priority area designations that were made when they're making their state funding and investment commitments in our region. And for example, what they have done is on some of our applications. So for example, the MassWorks application, and what you should be seeing soon is the District Local Technical Assistance application. They ask communities if they are in the South Coast Rail Corridor, and if they are, is the project that they are applying for funding, is that project located within one of these priority areas? Now, also what they are doing now too is they have done a tracking exercise where they looked at all of their past investments from fiscal year 2009 through fiscal year 2011, and to see where that money has been invested in the communities. And Grant King actually worked with them to develop a map that you can go on online and find, and look at it, and it has points of where all those investments are and whether or not they are in those priority areas. From our perspective, we believe that these designations and this land use planning exercise can really help to implement master plans, open space plans, as well as housing production plans. Now I know Raynham, your master plan is from 2000, I think, was when the last one was adopted. I don't know if you are working on an update to your open space plan, but I believe it expired.
I think that was just done.
It was just done?
We just
Okay,
finished
and
that,
I know,
I think, last year.
Okay, and I know you also have a housing production plan that was completed in 2010. So these designations can also help to implement those plans. Now, we also have a lot of new and updated data as well as mapping techniques that we really want to work with our communities using these techniques in reviewing these designations. So now, we recently were given a contract from MassDOT and the executive office to look at this and to really go out and work with our communities. So what I'm here to ask, with that introduction to the project, is we're looking for assistance from you to basically help us work, identify people in your community that you would like us to work with. We do plan on holding public workshops in each community and working with the community, with the town, to identify who would be appropriate to participate. We have a list of recommendations if you're stymied, but such as your planning board. I know your planner is resigned. She's leaving. But town planners, planning boards, conservation commissions, conservation agents, anybody from the economic development. So these are the people we're looking for, as well as selectmen, town administrators. We would definitely like to work with town administrator to set up such a workshop in the community, and we can definitely work to issue the invitations as well to the people to participate. And we're also looking for a point of contact, whether it be the town administrator or somebody else that we can work with. And then also, once we have held the workshop, we're going to take all of the recommendations and go back and make the adjustments, if there are any, to the designations and to the map. So we would like somebody that you would think would be appropriate to review that final map and say, yes, you did what we wanted you to do. So that's basically what it is that I'm here for. And I just wanted to get you some information and an introduction to what we hope to be doing in the next couple of months.
Very good. Thank you very much for coming down and passing that all on to us. Obviously, here, Randy is our point man.
Okay.
Anything you need or want would,
Okay.
contact
Work with
him,
him.
and he would see to it that everyone got the information.
Okay.
And
All
I'm
right.
sure that your suggestion of those teams would be what we would just
Okay,
follow along with, because they're
Mhm.
the key people in the community that would be, knowledgeable as to what goes where.
okay, excellent.
Good. Any questions, gentlemen?
Just a comment. I had worked very closely on this original one, and without having read it recently, I don't know, Sandy, that there will be many changes. I mean,
Mhm.
the crux of it was, there was a great emphasis from the state, and I don't know if that's still the case, but my guess is it probably is, for more housing and mixed use. And that was something that we were opposed to because we've met our criteria
Right,
for affordable
right.
housing. So
Mhm.
I would just want to reemphasize that that would maintain my position, and that this plan needs to reflect not only the views of this board and by way of the community, but also our wishes in terms of what we want to do in terms of economic development. And,
Correct.
the housing
Mhm.
market is not something that we believed in the past that we need to address, and so I would just reiterate that that's where I still stand on it. And, the message needs to be to the state that if that continues to be the wish of this board, that it won't be forced on us, because we will fight it.
Right, right. And right now, these designations are your designations. So it will reflect what you want.
That is what we said the last time.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But that's all I have, thank you.
Nothing bad.
Nothing? Thank you, Sandy,
Okay.
very much. We
Thank you
appreciate it.
very much for having me.
You're very welcome.
Good night.
Good night. Any comments, Chris? None? No emergency business? No citizens here? What say
I
you?
make a motion that we adjourn the meeting, Madam Chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.